Ibn Arabi certainly knows his Kalam and knows his Ibn Sina, but he's not really primarily interested in that way of explaining Tawheed to a sophisticated generation. Of course, the masses, the guy selling falafel on the street corner doesn't need any of this. He's just a simple believer. But people with ideas, with inquiring minds, they need to have these things spelt out for them, which is why we need logic and we need metaphysics. So Ibn Arabi is coming from a completely different world, Muslim Spain, where you have a few philosophers, but basically it's the Zahiris and the Malikis, and Ibn Arabi is a Zahiri. So he's here with his Zahiri fiqh, teaching the ruler in Konya. But his ideas, as everybody knows, are really hard to understand and really easy to misunderstand. That's why it said of Ibn Arabi that nobody in Islamic civilization has been more respected by people who have read his books, and nobody has been more hated by people who have not read his books. Which is why most of the scholars today will say, you don't need to involve yourself with these controversies because you just need to learn how to do your wudu correctly and how to sort out your own situation. Don't get involved in the extraordinarily sophisticated questions, the subtlety, the lata'if of that type of discourse. People come into Islam that way. Konya still has a long reach. We have an Ibn Arabi society in England, and Konya's works are slowly being interpreted and translated. It brings people into Islam, but for most of us it's not useful stuff to read. And generally you will find the sheikhs saying, give him the benefit of the doubt, but you don't need to get into that stuff. This is important particularly for new Muslims, because very often with that kind of Western determination to climb Mount Everest, not because the view is better, I guess, maybe it isn't, but because it's there, the Western desire to climb the highest mountains and to go down to see the vents at the bottom of the sea, to go to the moon. As soon as we become Muslim, we say, who is the most difficult metaphysician in our history? And so as soon as we've mastered wudu, we want to open the Futuhat and Makkiyah and become, that's really not permissible. And most of that is from ego, and it's very dangerous. And